Steady, good girl, straight on.
I want you two to come so badly, but I don't want you to be eaten by lions.
I hear a lion and a buffalo.
Yes. You wanted to hunt.
Kenya has been at war for decades. Its enemy? The poachers who prey on its precious wildlife.
Possible route in and possible route out.
Old Pajetta Conservancy's Canine Unit are just one of the many groups across Africa taking up the fight against poaching. This illegal trade has threatened the very existence of animals like these. At the endangered species enclosure at Old Pajetta, Will and I have been brought to meet mother and daughter, Najin and Fatu, the last surviving two northern white rhinos on Earth.
So on the here it's very soft on the ears.
On the ears.
Come. There you
Who's
go.
this?
This is Najin.
Hello, Najin.
Come on, Mama. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Move back a little bit. There you go.
Oh,
And then at the back
hello.
here, it's a little bit rough. If you touch at the back, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At least you're able to lay your hands on what is the last of a being on the planet. It's a Saturday, and I hope it doesn't happen again to any other species.
And why are they so rare, James?
It's basically poaching, which has just been driven by human greed, and greed in different forms. Greed for power, greed for the medicinal aspects. Someone who has been made to believe traditionally that if they drink a rhino horn, it's a cure for cancer. They can pay any amount to get a small piece of rhino horn.
But that's not
and in
true.
the black market, a kilo of rhino horn is now selling to something more than $60,000 US. If you imagine a rhino, that's a lot of money and a lot of business, and that's why still poaching becomes a serious problem. I kind of want to show you a footprint of a rhino. Right here we have one.
It's humbling to meet Najin and Fatu, but frustrating not being able to see them. Although James is teaching me some age-old rhino tracking techniques that rely on other senses.
There's one here.
Though he told me to expect to get my hands dirty. Very dirty.
Rhinos are very hygienic in nature. They drop their poop in a collective place. We call it a maiden. It's pretty fresh. Much of rhino's poop is semi-digested grass.
Feels like soil back at home.
Yeah.
I guess it's fertilised. Oh, now it is smelling a bit dungy.
And so the whole essence of rhinos dropping their poop together. Oh, your rhino smell. How does it smell?
It doesn't smell that bad. It just smells of like off grass, you know.
The reason why we value these maidens is, especially when you're doing patrols as rangers, the rangers will use this as a parameter.
Yes.
But also rhinos use it to communicate, because the poop have different smells at different stages. A young one is different from a mature rhino. A female is different from a male.
The Canine Unit who protect the animals here are made up of armed rangers and highly trained dogs. Each of these brave pooches has a special ability, from picking up the scent of a poacher to detecting ammunition and even attacking potential suspects so they can be detained. And their target today is me. The Canine Unit raise funds for their work by allowing tourists to take part in their dogs' training.
So Sarah's going to smell my scent and go, that's her, and track my footsteps. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
We're hiding now.
Okay, we're hiding. We're hiding from Sarah.
This swamp is like a scent magnet.
yeah, hopefully she doesn't see me and she just, yeah, we're testing her.
Sarah the dog can get everything she needs to know to find me, from a quick sniff of a swab rubbed over my footprint.
So scared. I don't know what she's going to do when she finds me. I mean, she's got her harness on and she's in work mode, and I know more than anyone that a dog in work mode is so focused, just like my guide dog girlies.
Humans live in a world of sight, whereas man's best friend lives in a world of smell and can follow the scent across the plains.
They're coming. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we're 10 meters. Good girl. There you go. You found me. Well done. Clever girl. You're so amazing! Does she look happy with herself? She probably does. All in a day's work. Hey, honey?
Before I left Old Pajetta for the Maasai Mara, James and Will wanted to introduce me to another type of rhino. Meet Baraka, the blind rhino.
This is Baraka. In our local language, he means blessing.
Blessing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Aww, he sounds sweet. He's eating his little leaves.
Black rhinos are nervous in temperament, which can make them really aggressive and hard to get close to on safari. But this one is an exception to the rule and happily lets visitors feed him. Meet Baraka the blind.
He lost his right eye to a fight with another rhino.
Did he lose that first?
Yeah,
His right
his
eye?
right eye
Same
first.
as me, yeah.
And then the left eye got a disease, cataracts, and the attempts to treat the cataracts were futile.
I really feel for him, you know, having to
Yeah.
get around in this enclosure and learning his way about. And the same with the cataract. That must have been so confusing for him when he was first going blind.
Yeah.
Was he upset in any way? Could you tell that he was upset?
Yeah, he was very upset because at the age of 1 to 14, he was roaming free out in the wild.
Yeah.
And I think him becoming blind at the age of 14, he had to learn how to do things in that state.
Again.
It was really hard. It was really hard. I know for us, sometimes we have people to help us. We have dogs to help us in our movement, and you know, the caretakers had to step in, which was not easy because he was still aggressive, so he was very defensive of himself. So I'm really happy for what he's made of himself and being able to still be here.
Yeah, it's so hard. I understand. I have a really rare genetic condition, and I had a cataract too that eventually in my last remaining eye, just like Baraka, it kind of like made my vision go, and eventually that got, you know, detached my retina at the back. Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. It's completely fine. But honestly, when you call Baraka a blessing, it is a blessing. It is a blessing to be blind, because it means he's meant to teach people a lesson. He's meant to be here to get people to understand that you shouldn't be poaching these beautiful animals.
I'm sorry.
It's hot.
It's taking an emotional toll on you.
Yeah.
Realizing the journey that Baraka has been through.
James, is he happy?
He is a happy rhino. I think the munching itself can tell.
Thompson Falls.
It's called Laikipia County. We are near the waterfalls.
What can you see?
I can see a camel just close. Yeah, just a camel. There's a camel just close to us.
How many
Yes,
ham?
I mean, one ham. Yes, and there's a car just close to you. There's a toy car just close to you. So it's a playing ground for children.
Thompson's Falls is a huge tourist attraction, and there's a viewing platform where you can check out the 74-metre high waterfall. but that's not going to cut it for me.
What's this? Is this stairs?
Yeah, these are
Yeah,
stairs.
lovely. Are they uneven, Will?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm a bit afraid that I'm going to fall, so I'm just going to give you this tag for your arm. It just helps me balance a lot more, so I can use the cane and hold on to you then.
Instead, Will and I are going to hike down to the bottom of the ravine
Should I hold on to it?
so I can get to really experience the falls.
Normal now, cool.
Then
Yep,
bring your leg there.
there, yep.
So what we're going to do first, we'll pass through here. We can go slowly. This is the nastiest.
The nastiest,
of
yeah.
all of them.
Okay.
So let me hold you. Yeah, that way.
Wow. Well done, Will.
Welcome.
Well done.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you were using my cane, weren't you?
It's the toughest. It's the toughest
is?
thing I've ever done.
The ability to just think negatively about my blindness. I used to think, oh well, going to a different country is just a really expensive way of basically being in my back garden. And I didn't appreciate what else you could get from an experience. All you keep having to tell yourself is, you know, I'm getting to the waterfall, I'm getting to the waterfall. And now I can feel it on my face. It's just the best thing ever that I've ever experienced.
So the waterfall, it's about 74 meters going down, 70 feet deep.
And I'm guessing at the bottom of the waterfall is like really harsh, like white water.
Yes, it has like foam. So this type of landscape, I didn't think we will ever reach here.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
So Lucy, are you ready to go to the migration in Maasai Mara?
I am. I'm so ready.
Maasai Mara.
This is the classic Africa of storybooks and the location of the Great Migration. Between June to September each year, over 1.5 million wildebeest make the 300-mile round trip from the Serengeti in Tanzania to the Maasai Mara here in Kenya in search of fresh grass. That's if they can get past the lions, the hyenas, and cheetahs laying in wait for them. They then have to tackle the steep-sided rivers that cross the migration route. Most of these rivers are teeming with Nile crocodiles that can grow up to 20 feet in length. The river crossings are pure natural theatre, and they're what the 300,000 tourists who visit here each year come to experience. But the crossings are extremely rare to see, so let's just hope I have some beginner's luck. As Will and I arrive at the gates of the Maasai Mara National Reserve, I get to meet some entrepreneurial Maasai women.
Can you tell me what you're selling? I can't see you.
Yes. And this is another mini kitchen.
For this giraffe?
Yes. This one for me, Linda.
Hi, Linda. So basically, I don't know what to do. Someone hit me in the head with the giraffe. Okay, I need to take control of this. Everyone take stuff back. Okay, okay, here you go. Thank you so much, I love them.
Linda.
I don't think I've ever been so overwhelmed in my whole entire life. I don't know what these are. I don't know what. I mean, they're giraffes. Once they found out I love giraffes, I got about 70 giraffes, but I wasn't allowed to feel them. So, I will treasure these forever on my mantelpiece. Gerald and Lenny.
The Maasai are a Kenyan tribe and famed across the country, so much so that their shield and spears can be seen on the national flag. Traditionally, Maasai life has been built around their cattle, but that way of life has come under threat in an ever-modernising world. But with more and more tourists coming to Kenya for the Great Migration, the Maasai are diversifying into tourism and opening some of their villages so visitors can experience their traditional way of life.
Ooh, yeah.
The women of the village have decided if I can't see them with my eyes, then they will give me the chance to wear their traditional dress, which is great for me as it's really tactile.
Did you make this?
We like guests. Even our fathers say the guests, they are best.
Yeah.
And they are blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually they go to see the big five. They say they want to see the big six. You know the Maasai, they are big six.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because
so 5 animals and then you guys.
And then us.
The best time to go on a game drive is either last thing at night or first thing in the morning. Will believes if we are to have any chance in catching a river crossing, we will have to be out in the vehicle before dawn. So tonight, we are staying at a place called Sala's Camp, deep in the Maasai Mara on the banks of the Sand River.
What is that? But it's very overwhelming. Every little sound, I'm like, what is that? Can you hear it? That felt so close.
After finding out I was being kept awake half the night by a baboon and a leopard having an argument, it was time to head out to try and find an elusive river crossing. But it didn't take long before I got a reminder of just how deadly this journey is for the wildebeest.
What's that noise?
So the noise is there's a kill.
Okay.
So the noise that you hear is the cracking.
Yeah.
Is the vultures trying to remove the meat on the ribs. Then the marabu stock is eating the intestines.
Oh, right. Are these birds dangerous, Will?
It's dangerous when you are dead. This is feasting season for the predators.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear the wildebeest.
Yes, the wildebeest are
To the left of me.
For most of the year, the Maasai Mara is quiet and calm, with bush wilderness that goes on for miles. But during the migration, it's a totally different story.
Can you hear the sounds of the wildebeest?
It's everywhere, isn't it? 3D sound.
Yes.
Something you can't get anywhere else. It's just beautiful. I love it. And I've got my little figure here. Do they look like this, Will?
Yes, they look like this. So first, the legs looks like hyena. They have very weak legs.
Yes.
When God was creating the wildebeest, he was the last animal to be created.
Mm-hmm.
A wildebeest is made with different types of animals. So on the top is like a horse. On the horns they look like a cow horn.
Yes.
Then they have the beards,
They
like a
do?
goat, like a goat. They have a beard like a goat.
Around you, how many wildebeests would you say there were?
I think where we had the herd is about 50,000 or maybe 100,000 just close to us.
As there's so many wildebeest around the area our camp is in, this is a good sign that a crossing is about to happen.
So the ones who are mourning are the leaders. Those are the leaders. They are the ones who are mourning. Because now it's early in the morning, it's only the leaders who are communicating where to go to.
But following a herd of wildebeest is not easy. Until Will spots some shadowy figures at the edge of the river.
So the leader has just called them to cross.
Yes.
And now they're making noise, they're communicating, saying there is nothing. There's no crops or there are no hippos around.
This is a case of right place and right time for both us and the wildebeest.
Can you hear them in the water? And there are thousands crossing right now.
Maybe the lions and crocs were already full because this time it seems that the herd reached the other side of the river and fresh grass unscathed. I may have taken the long way round on this safari, tuning each of my senses into a world so different from my own. But now I'm getting to experience one of nature's marvels. Something I'd never thought I'd be doing when I first lost my eyesight.
So this is the eighth wonder of the world.
Later that evening, I wanted to end my safari in the traditional way, with a sundowner, where you enjoy a drink watching the sunset against the beautiful African sky. Not a very blind-friendly experience, let's face it. But then Kenya had other plans.
Would you like to drink?
Can I have a G&T, please, Moses?
Okay.
Oh,
So enjoy.
it knew that I wanted rain because I can't see the sun.
And all the animals are happy.
Yeah, all the animals are happy,
Yeah,
and so
with
is
the
this
rain.
blind girl.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is my blind girl sundown.
This has been one of the most amazing things I have ever done. And now I can well and truly say, this is how a blind girl goes on safari.